Mic check one, two. Uh. We're on YouTube horizontal, and we on TikTok. Welcoming love above all. Daytime vibes. Nighttime vibes. We'll see. Welcome Evan, Shifty, dialing everything in for Year of the Snake coming up. So this is Evie. Hi, this is me, Evie. Not feeling too good, my mom and dad. Aw. Well, prayers to them. Evie, Jill. I guess I should respond real quick. Today we're gonna have sound healing at Unity of Houston local sound bath. First, Unity sound healing journey. Regards from Latvia. Welcome transcending cocoon. it's a good time to do a little fire breath. Two more. I wouldn't even say this. It's called Tibetan Fierce Lady Breath. Mm, my, my mom is going to care home. You just have to do your best to show people love and support. That's it. Sometimes your joy, when you're happy, it goes to your parents too. You just gotta do the best that you can. You have to live your life. But just find a balance between living your life and harmonizing with others too, you know. Mhm. Welcome on France, Elizabeth. Welcome, Luber. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. You can feel momentum. There's people everywhere. Talking and flutes combined is 83 people voted. Half of the people suggested I do talking and flutes, and that's kind of what I've been doing. Talking and sound healing, which is it's been working. Also at night, I've been just wearing this. Who knows? This might be my whole thing right here. Thank you. But your presence is enough. We're on the same frequency. Says God's way. Violin. Her illness made me realize that my patience is quite limited. That's why she's there. When your patience is limited, the universe brings you to a deeper patience because it's what's going to help you get to your next level of happiness and consciousness. And sometimes we don't want it because what we want isn't always what we need. But human beings with no wisdom don't know better. So we always try to push away discomfort when it actually helps us grow. Sometimes we want a new job, but we're not even grateful for the one we already have. So no matter what new job you get, it's never enough. It's like you're not grateful for the partner you have. You're gonna find a new partner, and that partner's still not enough. And then you may find a new partner, and that person's still not enough. And then you may find a new partner or two, and if that's not enough, and along the way you may get used, but it's because you didn't learn that you could be enough. You think you needed somebody to be enough. And some people just keep doing that till they die. Sad. Good morning, Kiora. I'm just, I just do my part. Everybody has their part. But whenever you do your part with excellence, you actually end up becoming inspiring without trying. You're just being yourself. Thank you, Satangmo, by the way, for 42 months of Twitch sub. Welcome, Dean Genowitz. Many during the talking part, I definitely can put it on screen because some people, TikTok is highly active, like extremely active, and the YouTube and Twitch isn't so. I'm considering trying putting an on-screen font for people to see what people are talking about on TikTok to inspire more conversation when it's time to, so that it can so that we can sometimes have some cohesion, like so that you know what's going on with the vibes. Because honestly, TikTok is dominating the vibe when it comes to conversation because there's more people. But everyone contributes, right? Everyone contributes. I just don't want too many chat boxes, so I think the best solution is to post what we got on here. Let's see, capture. Let's call it TikTok chat box. Welcome, Samantha. Well, I'm always looking at how can we, deepen the community connection. Welcome, Malika, Christina. I mean, it's not even allowing me to capture the box. It's like blocking. So weird. Probably designed that way. Welcome, Cosmic Willow and Jamie. Yeah, it's not allowing me to capture the window. It's weird. Give a little bit more effort. Because what it does, it's, for you to multi-stream with TikTok, you have to be like parts, part of like a partnership group or whatever you call it, agency. And I'm not part of an agency. Oh, application, video capture, display capture. Yeah, I guess you can't do it. Well, I guess that's off the menu. But it's so smart. Like they create such a huge wall. It's kind of crazy. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but it's kind of unfortunate. All these social media companies, they don't want you to like, they don't want the experience to be a crossover one because that would be a leak in the matrix. They want you to keep them in their matrix, which is business plan. I mean, it's literally a matrix. They don't want you to leave their thing. It's a conflict of interest. Thank you. I hope you've been enjoying the audio. I've been fine tuning everything. Even I'm vertically on YouTube on the side here. Baby Dragoon color. Baby Dragoon. Baby Snake. But you can feel the season has changed, right? From holiday spirit to stress again. Back to life, back to reality. It's, it's just the flow. It's the societal flow. Back to school, back to college, back to work. Back to here and now. People sleeping 1 hour earlier. Imagine your life can stay peaceful no matter what the season is, but it's not comfortable at first when you don't react to holidays. Like sometimes people need you to be with the holidays and you just don't play the game. You're just like still loving my damn self every day. Oh god, so annoying. Oh, there they go again, using the word damn. Sometimes all people focus on is the one thing that you do that annoys them instead of seeing that maybe your like maybe your happiness is enough. There you go again, damning every day. I mean, and sometimes people label what you do, worshiping false idols, with that Buddhism. It's like a talking point of closed mindedness. Right there they go again, worshiping false idols. And I understand it because if they become more curious, they think they're going against their religion and God for them to explore. I'm just so grateful I'm somebody who can explore, but I realize some people, all they know is Buddhism, all they know is what they have been taught. But to like be curious about more, because if you become attached to a religion, sometimes it's hard to learn new stuff because it goes against what you're learning. And it's really difficult to be a spiritual explorer, right? Because you can end up in a lot of arguments if that's how you practice your spirituality, like a a debating philosopher. That's so draining. Welcoming Denise, nice to see you. That's why I don't get into debates. I just kind of like, okay, Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior. I respect that. I believe that we could save ourselves, but I understand that's the same thing that when you get saved in Christianity, it's the same thing as saving yourself because you chose to have faith. But that could offend some people, but I gotta stand on my truth. And some people, they don't like the way I operate, and then they may call you ego, or they may say negative things about you because they disagree with you. Like, hey, you disagree? It's all good. What we're doing just doesn't resonate, and doesn't have to. Huh. We could still love each other even when we disagree. What do you think Jesus and Buddha taught? Hate your neighbors? Hell. Oh, love your neighbors. What if they disagree with you? Hate them. What if they're on a different politic than you? Hate them. I mean, the volume too low. Is that better? I mean, I can bump it up on. Welcoming Linda. Now, the reason I mention Jesus a lot is because I'm in America, and many people love Jesus Christ, and I support it. I believe you should do what works for you, but don't be a hater. That's not the teaching. Hate your neighbors. I never heard that teaching before. Tell them they're gonna go to hell if they don't believe. Like, that's not. But sometimes people become radicalized because that's how you get people to go to church. Sometimes you hype up the Lord, the Word, the Scripture so much, and then they go, they're worshiping false idol. But you never hear people fighting over Buddhism. It's peaceful. To, to just, like one of the quickest thing that people say about Buddhism, worshiping false idols, because it's not their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh. But the beautiful part is under the Christian radar, There's many Christians and Catholics who quietly are like, I kind of like Buddha, but I can't say that out loud. Because when they explore the Buddhist teaching, it's like, it's the same thing. But you can't say that out loud because you can't say that at church. It's the same thing when you actually explore the depth of the practice. They don't obviously Richard. He came for those who died away. And so I always lead with respect because I learned earlier on nothing good comes from disrespecting each other. There's enough of that going on in the world, disrespecting people because they're different religion, different skin color, different politics. They eat different things. Like, oh, you eat meat. That's wrong. Well, you eat veggie. No, that's wrong. Like, it's everywhere. That's so immature. But it's because drama is viral. Drama is content that's like, I knew. All right, let's stand with the vegans. All right, you eat steak? Steak, right? Steak people unite. Come on, fajitas. Come on, fajita. No, plant based gang. But you still eat eggs. You're not even real vegetarian. And the whole point, like, are we even freaking happy? You know what I mean? Like, are we even like focusing on happiness here? This is more about ideology and philosophy. This is where I stand. If what you practice don't even make you happy, what the hell are you practicing? But that's called common sense. You know what I'm saying? That's called common sense. How dare you? Are you calling me don't have common sense? Some of y'all, you know, like you want me to be some of y'all, shoot. But that's why you can't say that part out loud too much. You just gotta use this thing called play dumb and be humble. Because you don't want to go around just pissing everyone off just a little bit because the truth isn't always comfortable. Yeah. And so that's why, like, whatever you do, just make sure you're happy. I've seen some people who practice Zen, right? They do Zen everything, and they're unhappy. Freaking meditating like a Robocop. And then they yell at me because they're trying to force their view onto me. What is thought? What is a view? Like, what's reality? Did I ask you to be my sensei? Who are you? Like, who are you? Oh, sensei, I didn't ask for. But those people teach you so much about what not to do as a spiritual practitioner. Forcing your view onto people makes people run away from your what you believe. Forcing veganism on people makes people eat more steak. Forcing Christianity onto people make people run to spirituality instantly. And telling them they go to hell when they don't believe makes them look for other things instantly. Why haven't we learned this? Like, why are we talking about this? I mean, I guess we are, but like, there's so much of that going on. It's like we have so much technology, but we're losing principles, wisdom. Common sense is uncommon nowadays, apparently, because we've been freaking like brainwashed by so much entertainment, Netflix, and more music. Kendrick Lamar dropping another Grand Theft Auto 6, not still not coming out, and blah blah blah, and more in like right. There's so much that you forget to wait. Wait, what is that? It's noise. Get rid of the noise so that you can think clearly. When you got too much noise, right? Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, right? My politic, your politic, religion, God is not real, God is real, right? Your neighbor, the cat's yelling, man, like what the heck? It's no wonder why people aren't chill. And sometimes we use meditation to run away. Robocop. I'm going to pretend all the noise is not there. But when I'm fighting the noise, you believe in the noise when you fight it. I don't feel the noise. Why you look so heavy? No, I don't feel it. I'm above the noise. Stop trying to hit me, noise, and just hit me. I'm gonna stop the noise. The bullet can't hit me no more. You trying too hard. When the noise don't get to you, you just go. Now the noise will get to you a little bit, but guess what? It doesn't have to be a big deal. It's fine that you feel negativity, and it's also fine to let it go too. Right? Pretending you don't feel negative is pretending that you're not human. Like, sure, okay, then be an alien. Right, the drones are coming for you, I guess. Return home. ET phone home. So old. That might be like the oldest movie quote I know. That movie's so dang old. ET phone home. I watched that on VHS. That long finger. ET phone home. And the finger shining. I have said this to countless people, says Cam. Feeling emotions is part of human nature. You can't just stop yourself from feeling. But here's the truth. I respect the people that try to not feel. Because you gotta be a little crazy to just, I'm not gonna feel. Because it's impossible. And so that's why when you act hard, oftentimes you're the softest in the room. What you say about me? I'm bald. Nah, I got hair now. What you say about my mama? Let's not go. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. I don't know. I never seen that movie. There's no movie. There's no movie. Don't be a menace. Okay, don't be a menace to society. The masks created are the opposite what they were created to hide. That's how yin and that's how yin and yang behaves, right? When you act tough on the outside, the opposite is what you feel on the inside. I learned this. I mean, we kind of all know this, but to practice it is difficult because it's like counter of what the ego thinks is toughness, right? And sometimes you have to act tough to protect yourself from the hood, right? For you, you don't want to walk down the street and look weak, then they run up on you, right? Because some neighborhoods like that. What's your sign? What's your sign? I'm the love your damn self gang. Imagine this. The love your damn self gang from the central, from the central. The 3 year old I'm watching is telling me off, but with his speech impediment, I can't understand. I always tell him you look like a nice guy and make good choices. When I see tough people, I always show respect because people who are tough, they just tough to protect because they grow up sometimes in a tough environment, right? So when you see somebody tough, the way to show them it's all good is to bow down, right? Right? Or what's up? It depends, right? Some it's either what's up, they just need a little like, hey, it's all good. They read the eyes. Oh, and of course, when I'm not tatted up, I don't have any tattoos, so I don't even look like a threat. Or I'm just kind of like smile. I'll straight up give them a big smile or a little smile. I don't got time for negative energy, you know. I'll, just let it go. And so this is how you radiate love. When your presence is always loving, people know when you're around, it's safe. So people let their guard down around you and be vulnerable quickly because you're constantly just positive. You know what I mean? When you're consistently like peaceful and happy, people chill around you. But when you're like insecure, looking around, judging people, it makes people not feel comfortable around you. And so they don't want to be around you when you judge people. Yeah, consistent, I mean, that's what authenticity is. Authenticity is consistent. Sometimes people will doubt me and realize this dude has been like humble the whole time. It's you that have chosen to see negatively. And then eventually they realize, damn, it's true. This guy's been like cheesy and peaceful and just happy, and that's just who he is. I thought he was just acting the whole time because most people don't act like that. You know what I mean? Most people don't go around happy all the time, chilling. But when you do, they're like, oh yeah, he's not using his smile to get anything. It's just who he is or who she is. So it's humbling that just being positive and consistent, you get so much respect from people just being consistently positive, you know? It's a beautiful thing. I will not be taken advantage of. And this is why we have to have boundaries. You know? Sometimes you are consistently peaceful and loving, and people think they can use you for money. Right? From time to time, it's fine, but some people, they just see you like a bank account. Hell no. Hell no. You can let people borrow money, but they better pay back. Even the master says, "You want to borrow 5,000? Here, take 1,000 first. If you can't pay back 1,000, or even before you can borrow 5,000, here's 500." You realize the cause and the result. People used to use me for rides, like rides, right? Because I would go to the club every Saturday, and I had to go pick somebody up like 45, okay, 35 minutes from the club. And then I would have to speed everywhere. I mean, I like driving fast at that time. I never drive under 80 unless there's police around, and I was very good at looking for the popo. Because, you know, when you're about that life, your eyes got to be sharp, looking for reflectors, looking at your rear view mirror to see if there's popo around so that you could floor it in case you need to race somebody on the way to the club. You ready? And then I eventually had a spiritual awakening that made me just drive speed limit. Like if I drive past 80, I already feel bad. But my father, on the other hand, he has a heavy foot. He never likes to drive under 75. Like every chance he gets, he will floor that damn vehicle, whatever that vehicle is. Suburban. He sometimes he could ride a motorcycle. Is that, if anything, I drive fast because it runs in the family. My sister drives fast. I mean, in I maxed out my vehicle like so many times, right? Just on a freeway, just hit the I hit the rev limiter like fifth gear, and when you get fifth gear and you max out the rev limiter, it just goes to 160 or whatever, 140, and then you just bounce back. But I realize when you're young, you're always looking for adrenaline, right? You're looking to explore. You're looking can blow the engine like that, yeah, but Honda engines are built tough, and that's why people build Honda engines, because like Japanese engineering, that VTEC is there for a reason. The VTEC just won't blow up unless you F with it somehow. If you mess with the internals, you don't change your oil. If you change your oil, it's good. But everyone knows Toyota's the most reliable car. That's why they're number one right now. Why is Toyota the number one? Because their engineering is built to last, not built like an iPhone. New one every year. Because Toyota, they actually built everything to last. And that's why they dominate the market. Because they have a good philosophy that they follow by. Anytime they can make something better, they do. And that's how you should live your life. Slowly improve your mental health, physical health, spiritual health, spiritual connection. But don't keep making the same model. You just change the shell, everything else still the same. Make what you have the best that it can be. When you're, you know, when I think about why did I drive so fast, it's a dopamine, right? Back then, social media was just popping. MySpace and Facebook was kind of new, and people were still having car meets and actually there at the car meets without making content. Actually, I've been making content before social media. I used to make videos on YouTube. I have a video from 2008 on YouTube at a car meet. Back then, people still engaged and talk, and there was more drama. And now there's hyper drama, and you don't even see the person. You just see a screen name. Everything just sped up with information. But all the information is here. You process it all here. It's the same issue, online or offline. The issue is here. The solution, boring, right? I don't want that. Boring. That's why when you have a spiritual awakening, it sucks that it's happening, but your life changes for the better. When it's happening, you're like, golly, like, why don't I fit in anymore? And sometimes you wish you didn't wake up. Like, have the awakening process because you start questioning everything. What is society? What is a programming? What is this parental programming? All these teachings, all these programming that make you who you are. But what if who you are is unhappy as a result of all these parental, cultural, national, whatever you want to call it, programming? What if all these things that you have learned led to unhappiness? Are you willing to reprogram yourself? Right? Every time you go online, they're programming you negative news, negative news, negative news, positive news sometimes, negative news again, sports. It's fighting for a piece of your consciousness. And do we ever ask, is all this media adding to the happiness in my life or adding to more mediocrity? That's the kind of question you ask when you have an awakening. And that's an annoying question. Because it makes you have to think deeper, and sometimes you don't have time to question. I'm trying to play Fortnite right now. Why are you asking all these silly questions? Now, the most modern question that people ask, maybe we live in a hologram. When you start asking something like that, how do you know we're not living in a hologram? That's an introductory question that leads down, and there's many approaches to going down that rabbit hole. How, how do we know you're not in, maybe we are in a program? What is a hologram? You can answer in a scientific way. There's so many ways you can analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze. You need to put on your Morpheus shades for that one. So this is why I stick to practical things, because who defines what is a hologram? Who defines anything? The dictionary or you? Or who defines the dictionary? Who defines what is love? The dictionary? Could you just make up your own dictionary to define your life? I don't know. Don't know. That's just what I did. I was like, who the hell is gonna tell me what? I always, I think I always, at, ever since I was a teenager, I always ask, I always ask people, how do you define love? That's been my number one question to ask people. How do you define love? What's your, and most people have no idea. They just don't know. I also didn't know either. until I realized you can just make up your own definition of what love is. And it evolves over time as you evolve as a human being, as a spiritual being. That probably took me 5 years to just come to that realization of just sitting there meditating, contemplating. 5 years to just be clear. That's what all that meditation and contemplation, it helps you to be clear about who you are. Not what other thinks about you, but how you live your life, how you define love. In the beginning, people don't understand what's going on with me. They thought, oh, he went off on the deep end. Tanet changed religion. My son changed religion from Buddhism to Christianity. And then the Christian people are like, oh, he needs to be saved. he just, I'm trying to learn. And when somebody tried to teach me about Christianity, they started off with this concept of, it's called, for me to be saved, I have to be a sinner. And I didn't really get it. Like, I have to be a sinner to join? That's like, you're leading me into your belief starting with negativity. I was confused a little bit. Like, I was kind of confused. Because some people don't teach very well. And so this is all my exploration. It led me to being more spiritual because it allowed me to understand the world. Because if I stay in the Buddhist box, the religious Buddhism, if I stayed in the Christian box, then I would be closed off to every other possibility. But when you decide to not limit yourself to a certain ideology, it's a lot easier to understand the world and what they mean, God-fearing man or women. Or when they say, I don't know enlightenment. I am that I am. That the Krishna consciousness, the Christ consciousness, and nirvana may actually all be the same thing. But if you're closed-minded, it's conflicting. Not sure why we're going this deep on a Tuesday morning. You know, it just kind of happens. Welcoming Shanina, Kata, Cosmic Willow, Uma. It's easier to follow the link in the bio. Buy one, get one free. That is also called a joke, okay, people? You gotta say that because people think, I knew it. I knew it. Charlatan. I'm from Charlotte. I love living Buddha, living Christ. My master, Thich Nhat Hanh, actually was a huge catalyst for me to be open to Jesus Christ. Just like how Siddhartha became the Buddha, Jesus became the Christ. And you can find your own version, because it's not about you becoming some savior, it's about helping people. It's about making the world a better place and less about the Messiah Savior complex. It's about being effective at helping people. That's what they did. They were just effective at helping people. And we should be effective too. Like, imagine helping people, but you're not effective. It's a good start. It's a good start. I have noticed peeps have been deep. Well, lately my approach to the live streaming is lead with Dharma talk, and then when it's time, let the music unfold. Because meditation music is hard for people to listen to for 3 hours, but 1 hour is doable. You know what I mean? 1 hour is like, okay, 2 hours of meditation music for mainstream, right? For most people, it's a lot. So I talk music, but the engaging part, I realize it's what builds the wisdom in community. Has it always been 720p? No, it's 1080p normally, but because if I start recording the live stream, my computer starts lagging heavily since the recent Windows update. Because why I'm doing so much? I'm streaming on TikTok, Live Studio, OBS Studio. I'm using a mixer, digital mixer, and I'm streaming at 60 frames per second. And so I had to lower from 1080p to 720p, but still stream at 60 frames per second. You leave live and then right? Because sometimes I know the music that's about to happen. The universe go, it's gonna be dope. Record, and some like in the past, I pressed record and the computer froze because it's a gaming laptop. Okay, it's a Nitro. It's a whatever Nitro 5, whatever that Acer Nitro 5. It's a pretty good gaming laptop, but I'm doing a lot. Like, there's a lot going on, so my CPU gets like overdrive or whatever. So part of maybe this year or next year, my goal is maybe, you know, I don't know if I'm ready to upgrade. If the universe needs me to, like, I'm, I'm done for now. You know, it's tiring. Just like getting the EQ on the mixer, that's like tiring. Because I have to adjust and acclimate to the changes. If you grow too fast, you don't learn to connect with your growth. With It's like when a flower blooms, you wanna just appreciate you wanna enjoy it for a while. You wanna just enjoy the process. You don't wanna grow too fast. Mm. I know that I could be streaming at 1080p, 60p if I upgrade my computer, but it's not worth it just to get 1080p, 60 frames per second. yet. You know what I mean? Yet. I know I could be recording this stream at 4K, but at what cost? I need to upgrade every hard drive. Right? I got two 1 terabyte solid state already on my laptop. Okay, for it to record 4K, I could externally record 4K, but then I don't know how to proxy edit. I had to go learn about that, and I need to expand my blah 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 blah, and then processing. It's called rendering. It takes more time, right? So instead of because people just want music, and that good music doesn't need the highest quality video, right? Because when you're listening to music, you're not okay. Some people are looking at the video, but many people just listen in the background. So that's why I don't feel the need to upgrade because sound healing journey. It's more about the sound in the video. So I just been focusing on the quality. Why do people thinking so negative and doing so much evil to each other and getting no benefit? The thing is, they are benefiting. They get more money, they get more power, they get more control. And sometimes the reason they do that because they sold their soul to the highest bidder. That's it. When you sell your soul, it means you throw away your principles and values to succeed financially or with fame. Everything comes with a cost. You have to literally get that. But there's always the way to come back. I mean, look at Justin Bieber. He went down a dark path and now back to praising the Lord. Justin Bieber hanging out with you know who, people in Miami or whatever, LA. But there's always when you get off track in life, you can get back on track. Thank you, Tam Tam. That's the beautiful part. Even if you get off track in life, it's never too late to do the right thing. It's never too late to help people. It's never too late to make a change. And I'm grateful for that because it gives so many people hope in life that you don't have to be perfect. Right? That sometimes you do the wrong thing because you don't know how to do the right thing. And sometimes the wrong path, it actually leads you towards a holy path, which is beautiful. Believers. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. You know you love me, yeah. You know you. Focus. It's a serious dream. Why do you ask people to be? Why do you ask people to be assets to the employer? Isn't that the objectifying people? People exchange their services and serve others, but you teach that people are to be transformed to an object of value. Well, when you're part of a, when you're part of a business, oftentimes it depends on how the CEO leads the company. some leaders are bosses, and some bosses, I mean, some people who run the company run it like a boss, and some run it with integrity, with great leadership. Follow a good leader is what the master always said. Don't follow the boss, follow a good leader. Right? Because at the end of the day, when you're working for a company, it needs to make money. Right? That's why you're like a part of the machine, but that machine, you could bike like to run away from fear, or you can bike with joy. That machine can be operated with love, right? But they need you. You're part of the machine, but it's just how you, like your body is essentially a machine too. The way you operate your life. Do you walk with love or fear? You walk with fear, oftentimes wrinkles, disease, sadness. But when you operate with love, your energy is lighter, you have more patience, you breathe easy. And it, you know, find what harmonizes you. Some people are driven by money until they have it and they're miserable. Like Steve Jobs, he eventually had to go find a Zen master in Japan because he was such high stress. Like the way he lived his life, there's so much pressure. Because when you're on the world stage and you're an influential figure, there's a lot of stress. And spirituality brings people a lot of peace. A lot of peace. That's why you have to find the middle path. Life that's not too simple, life that's not too challenging, but you still be challenged to grow. If you're right, you want to push yourself enough to where you know you're growing, not to be too comfortable. That's why I love live streaming because it's all difficult. Right? Playing the flutes, maintaining engagement, right? It's all difficult. That's why it took years to get here, right? It's just like any company when you think about it, any live stream. Hello, Sally. Aaliyah. Mm. The middle way is like so beautiful because it makes sense. You don't want to be, you don't want your life to be too easy, then you sit in comfort zone and you don't grow. But you don't want your life to be so stressful that it like disables you from joy and bliss of life. And really, bliss is something that, you know, it depends on everyone's, the way people experience bliss is all different. Sometimes we look for the high of bliss, like a breakthrough, right? Many spiritual people were looking for a breakthrough all the damn time. But as I mature personally, bliss could just you breathing, could be just you breathing and experiencing gratitude. So every time you breathe, you feel grateful. And so that's how I program my breathing. When I breathe gratitude. So instead of me needing to practice gratitude all the time, I just, when I breathe, I naturally, it's like a prayer for life. But it's genuine for me, not just something I label. So that's why you see your energy becomes light because it's authentic gratitude. So you could program your breath to be a prayer, your posture to be peaceful. But of course, it requires heavy practicing because the mind sometimes don't believe that you breathing is going to chill you the F out. Because the mind doubts, but the more you just decide to believe, that the love, the peace, the patience becomes deeply true just by simply breathing. But all the meditation times and the gratitude time that people don't see, you know you did it. Right? So in private, I've been meditating for years before I realized, wait a minute, what if I can just live life in a meditative state all the time? You gotta experience it for yourself. You gotta earn it yourself. But one thing I know, when you decide to walk down the awakened path, the path of self realization, there's no going back. Oh, the YouTube's not as the YouTube vertical or horizontal. There's two YouTubes, you know. One YouTube is horizontal, one is vertical. This is a fidget spinner with some feng shui things on it. Literally, it's like a feng shui practice map thing, which I don't use. I just, oh yeah, today we're gonna kick some moderators who haven't been here in a while. Let's see, more chat settings. Moderators. Let's see here. Lola Bear Kara. I think okay. And Preselli has been here in a while. Stacy has not been here in a while. Goodbye. All right, somebody deleted their account for making space. Bundy, it still comes. It still comes. See, Isaiah still here. Jules, Irish, less here, but I still see them around. Beautiful. Dick Lumsun, Meaty. I give her one more week or one more month. And then some people, because sometimes I drink. Like I either one drink, and then some people don't like that, and so not everyone's gonna like the way you operate your life. Nothing to hide. Let's see here. I'm up for a mod spot. I don't. It's just once in a while. I realize it's healthy to show people that you could respect things in your life, but if you don't know how to respect it, you gotta let it go. Tanya's been here. Era I still comes. Haley's here right now. Joy still comes. I'm just gonna leave room for now, and then over time I'll add a moderator. I think it makes more sense to just give it some time before I mod people. I just hope they're doing good. I don't want them coming back be big mess. You know what I mean? As long as people are doing good, that's what matters. You know. But when you're not doing good, I just want to make sure you're peaceful and happy, so that you don't come back a big mess. Do you plan to play any flutes or anything? Yes, for sure. Before I before I do any sound healing, my new relationship with the community is we need to have a genuine talk before the music, because it's wisdom is number one. It's life changing. Because sometimes we want music, but we need to like air out some things on our heart. We have something to say. Thank you, Kavi. And it's really important that we engage in depth. How do you ground yourself properly? Properly, I don't know, but to ground yourself is to be present and in your body and here and now. So you have to slow down and see, are you actually here right now? I see a camera. I see Mala be my hand. I'm in my body. I'm not in my head somewhere else, irritated. Right? When you're ungrounded, you're in your head about something, and your body feels the jolt. And then when you're not present, oftentimes you do this with your face. And you hold it for a while because you're like stressing out, because it's holding stress. And sometimes you hold it in your shoulder, right? Sometimes you do this walking around. Because you still have stress from work, you could tell. And if you don't address it, you will be like this for the rest of your life unless you address it. I can write a schedule. It's right now I'm streaming Monday evenings, right around 8 p.m. and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 11 hours, 5 in the morning, 6 at night. Friday I stream in the morning. I gotta go connect with Emily Charles to make music, and I come stream in the evening. I'll write it down. Yeah. Actually, I could just. Are there moments you aren't grounded? For sure. Because why would there be grounding if you never get ungrounded? It's natural for our mind to be noisy because sometimes you got stuff to do that requires you to be in your mind more analytical, right? But if you're too much in your mind and it disconnects you from your heart space and present in your body because you're over analyzing. So that's why you have to learn to walk and be present, be more in your body and think. Sometimes I'm streaming and my mind gets active. I inst right, I pay attention right away. It's just an ongoing thing. When you walk into a temple, you always see two Fu dogs, two dogs in front of the temple, guarding the gateway. One checking the ego, right? The dog has its paw on a miniature version of itself, and one is holding wisdom, which is the flower of life, oneness, the knowledge, right? Knowledge, and then this one checks the ego, and the gateway to the temple, the doors right here. Your senses are the doors, but the guard dog helps you to see, let the wisdom in, check the ego. If you're not constantly present with discernment, right? The guard dog represent discernment. Oh, this is wisdom. Enter. Oh, this is ego. Watch out. Watch out. Oh yeah, no, no. That guard dog, it represents awareness and mindfulness to what enters the temple. Because that dog, no matter what, is gonna bark. You wanna let wisdom in or the absence of wisdom? Ego or wisdom? You can learn from ego for sure. How do you know when it's your ego taking over? You gotta pay attention like the guard dog. When your ego gets involved, there's a limitation. It blocks things from happening. It has doubt, fear, worry. But doubt, fear, and worry can be good in survival. But when you're just sitting in your room and you have fear, it's just here. So imagine when the ego takes over, it's all about me, 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 I. Okay. When I want this, sometimes you want something, but you need something else. Well, how do you know what you need versus what you want? Pay attention. You need, right? The ego wants something, but your heart already knows what you need. So that part you have to pay attention. Which one do you want to follow what your ego wants or what you truly need to help you grow? That's called discernment, awareness, paying attention. Because if you follow your ego, it's conditional. There's consequences to following limitations, following survival, right? Survival mode. Because when you're only trying to survive, you don't thrive. Just mine. I need more to survive, but you don't know how to. With wisdom, you learn how to have enough. And when you learn to have enough, you learn to be happy now. But when what you get is never enough, you're always looking for more. And the more doesn't add to your life, it actually takes it away. But only you know if it's adding more. Now, if you say this is adding to your life, but it doesn't, there'll be consequences. It will bring you misery. So don't BS yourself. Do you believe in afterlife and reincarnation? I believe in cause and effect, and reincarnation is cause and effect. If you are born, then you can also die. And if you can die, then you can born. But it's not about the concept of born and die, it's a cause and effect. If you can rise, then you can fall. But all of this is a human experience. Yin, yang, right? Or yin and yang. Yin is more in, yang out. Yin down, yang up. Yin cold, yang hot. Yin is dark, yang is light. But all these concepts only happens in the human experience. So you have to see from a divine place, your heart, and understand you have a human, you're a spiritual being, but you have a human nature also. That's what helps us to be here. And that spiritual nature is just unconditional love. This thing is looking for conditional love, romantic relationships, and get mine. We trade things. This thing just say, just help, just give. Naturally, it'll come back. This thing it gives to get. But when you help people, you know people will help you back because that's the nature of the spiritual law. But when you're operating from here, it's more like business and bartering. All right, I give you 3 coins and then you give me a card reading, right? That's human. But spiritual, all right, I help you. The end. Of course, it happens back to you, but you don't know when. The universe decides when. Do you still work for Amazon? Not, oh, I mean, no, not. I stream on Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon. So essentially, I still work for Amazon because I live stream on Twitch. I can't. No, they got me. Thank you for the blessing, by the way. May, Grace, nice to see you. Nanmar, Paula. And so I believe in reincarnation lightly because it's not something that you could prove to people who are close minded. But when you go looking at Tibetan lamas, they can detect when a lama is reborn and then they go use relics to test them. Is this real or fake lama being reborn? So that you go through a vigorous test of like old relics, and if you keep picking the right relic, then it right, and they've been doing this forever. Right? So that's nothing new, but some people are closed off to that explanation. So I don't, and I lightly like practice it. Right? Because reincarnation, some people don't believe, but cause and effect is something you don't have to believe. It just cause and effect. If you were born and you die, and you're born and you die. But when does that cycle stop? That cycle only exists here. When you live here, all is one. How did you learn to love yourself? I learned that I am love. Because when I get rid of this, when I learn to meditate and let go of the mind, I felt pure. I just light. And you can feel your own light when you let go of all the BS that you carry that doesn't serve you. And you feel, mm, which took years to realize, by the way. It didn't just happen overnight. Years, I was looking, the whole time I thought I was looking for God, which I kind of was. Then I realized that presence is already living inside everyone. The soul is all connected. We're just a drop of the cosmic ocean. And to just connect to a little drop leads you to the big ocean. But talking about it is cute, but to feel it, you feel light, happy, joyful. That's why your wrinkles, that's why I don't have many wrinkles, because I enjoy my life. I got some gray hairs though. But I guess you can't get, I got some gray hairs, you see? India and Sri Lanka. And laughter helps you too. I know. Nitro says, I just wanted to thank you for your calming and healing live stream. Your streams create such a peaceful atmosphere and they've truly been a source of comfort and positive for me, whether it's your soothing voice, thoughtful interactions, or the vibe you set. It's clear you put a lot of care into what you do and it makes a difference. Thank you, Naito. Thank you. I take this very seriously because it's serious healing. Like I'm aware that we're not just being cute on here. It's actually transforming people's life for free. You just show up and listen, and your life could change. That's the best part for me. Like we actually making a difference in people's lives on the planet using TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, and they don't have to pay nothing. They don't have to join, right? They don't have to join love love your damn self gang, or they don't need the emojis or nothing. That's the best part. And so it's an honor to be part of something, that's why I'm so, again, that's why I'm constantly just enthused, because I realize people's lives are getting better every day. Now it's not easy, right? Some days it's more difficult, but I don't expect it to be easy. Helping people is actually quite difficult, you know. But on the days that it's inspiring, I learned, the universe told me, don't worry about going viral. Make a genuine difference. It's worth more than trying to go viral. Genuinely helping one soul on the planet is more than just surface level teaching that people like, oh, I feel it, and then it goes away. You, you, right? Like, oh, next. Community is, that's why I love live streaming because it's real, right? You can engage now. When you watch a one video and you like it, oh, I like the comment, make a comment, I like it. It's over next. But when you're live, it's like you feel deeply connected and it's authentic. And that's why I put so much effort into live streaming because it creates genuine transformative change in people's life. And that's why as much I know I have to make video content. I don't even want to, but I need to like respect the algorithm. I feel like we are sitting around a table. Now the whole goal, I want to do this locally in Houston, but and we do sometimes actually. It's not time yet. It starts here. And maybe this is it. But you could start your own version. You could do a sound bath in your city. That's the whole goal. I'm not the only one. You are the one too. Mm. When you realize that your surroundings are products of misidentification, things need to change. Yeah, for me to get here, I had to let go of going to the EDM experiences, stop doing the candy. I stopped going out to eat so much. I stopped eating meat. I stopped playing video games. I stopped watching adult content. Right? There's so much I had to let go that many people. Right? I let go of all my old friends. I let go of street racing. I let go of photography. Right? I let go of so many jobs. But I'm grateful because what I'm doing now, uh, what I'm doing now is my dream. That's why. But before getting here, there was so much of just not giving a crap what society thinks and following the spirit, putting God first, putting the Buddha first, putting the ancestors first, putting the healing first, leading with unconditional love. And oftentimes in the beginning, like, I was so broke, but the universe says, just keep going. So, all right, I start selling my camera equipment because that's what I had. I sell the camera equipment, sell this, sell that, sell this, sell that, just to have food money. Because one thing I was not gonna do was ask my parents for money because that's part of my value system. I live with my parents, but I just, I don't pay for rent, but I pay to, like, I never ask for anything because I just know I want to find my dream. And a lot of times growing up, I felt a lot of shame that I live with my parents. But I realized I don't have to feel that shame if you're trying to figure out your life. Because the shame part, it just comes from trying to fit into society, but has nothing to do with genuine happiness. I couldn't be here if my parents didn't support me, if my wife didn't support me. I'm just so grateful. Everyone is like telling me, keep going. Boy, my mother always just told me to get a job. Except, I would say the biggest person that challenged me was my own mother, because she just want me to get a job and be regular, like just get a job and be like normal. And I tried, I couldn't. It didn't. Yeah. I tried to just do that, but the universe always let you're not meant to do that. But I need money, universe. And the universe said, well, how much do you need? Enough for my mother to stop nagging me. And so I told my mother, let me give me 3 years to figure it out. Well, I said, give me 2 years to figure it out. If I don't figure it out, I just get a job. And the universe knows I will go and just get a job and leave this behind. Well, after about 6 months, I blew up on TikTok. TikTok started working out, right? That's why I got on. I'm like, all right, yeah. I was like, I'm willing to just. If it doesn't work out, well, I just have to do what I gotta do. But the universe knows if you. It's a relationship, because sometimes the universe will push you to the limit, and that's where you need to go. That's why it's called the leap of faith. And some people are so scared of failing that they don't take the leap of faith. That's why it took me 4 years, I think about 4.5 years to get onto TikTok, because I stayed on Twitch for a while and I was like, man, I don't want to go to TikTok. I don't, right? And I was barely on YouTube. Now I'm growing on every platform. But before I was just like, all right, I guess I have to sell books on Amazon, sell used books. All right, I guess that's not working out. All right, I'll start Uber Eats. Okay, I'll drive people to the airport. All right, I'll do Amazon Flex. But I keep my dream alive. The whole time, I never stopped doing sound healing. Every Sunday, we're doing sound healing because I keep my dream alive. And when you don't give up, at any moment, it could happen. And we're just getting started, brothers and sisters. It's just beginning, because we have sound healers all around the world with singing bowls already. But the one deterrent for people to go out and do it is money. Imagine you can just show up and just help people in your local park in your city. Be it donation based. Show up once a month, twice a month. You don't have to be hardcore like, you know, the Mystic Village every week. But that's where I'm at, right? It won't happen for you if you're not willing to dive in and grind. But it makes sense that the reason you need it every week, because people's life operate in a weekly basis. And if you're not constantly supporting people on a weekly basis, then you miss out on when you can support people, right? Because Monday through Friday, most people work, and sometimes Saturday, and they have a break on Sunday, and that's the day where you can help fill people's cups. But the new version, you're looking at it: sound healing and spiritual community every day using internet. What about relationships? How do you support a partner with unconventional path in this eco? How do you support? They need to learn to support their damn self first. If somebody needs you to support them, then when will they learn to support themselves? I like my wife. No, I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not here to like make things so easy. You need to also find your purpose and calling and build your life. Now, if they don't like that, then they don't need to be with you. They need to find their own calling. They're not just here to be wife or husband. They're here. They're an individual with a calling, with a purpose, and there's something amazing that they could be doing with their life more than just babysit and be wife or be husband. And if you don't like that, now if you but if you're traditional, then you're gonna like your vision of life is different for everybody. Some people want a traditional marriage where they're stay-at-home mom. Then that means you need to be the breadwinner, right? Your version of how a fulfilling life is different for everyone, but you have to find the balance. Right? You have to see what if you're gonna be a stay-at-home mom, then you're gonna need to be the best one, or else it can lead to divorce because you're not doing your part. As long as you have communication with each other about your roles and expectation, your life is harmonious. But if you don't have communication, then that's an issue. Give me a second. Hmm. I have to go in 54 4 minutes, so about an hour. So I think we should do some music, unless y'all don't want music today. Is there a bigger cup than this one? Still looking for it. Literally. Thank you. I just do my, again, I just share with you what I did, what I practiced with great result. And I've experienced a lot of great result, or else I wouldn't be so like, because I contemplate and practice a lot. If I don't find great result, I don't share it with you, right? That's why I teach you the two styles of meditation, because I found great result. Yes, there's other styles of meditation, for sure. No to ice in your drinks. Yeah, no, it's just water. I definitely spent a lot of time going within and contemplating hard, just sitting there. What is love? What is love? I just kept asking, what is love? Love is what you want it to be. What do I want love to be? Could it just be now? Well, if love can be now, then anything can be now. But what's love beyond perception? How can I find something beyond perception if I'm using my perception to perceive it? Like, I would go like that deep for years, but nobody sees it, right? Because it's when you use language to communicate with yourself, it's limited. But when you just sit still, it's a lot more rapid. So that's why a lot of what I say is coming from intuition, because it's years of just like rapid, so much that it becomes solidified. And you know, and as it, in the beginning, it was very airy, right? Because when you go on internal exploration, things become, the veil becomes thin. Life, the metaphysical and the physical becomes like crossed over. And now it just stays that way. So you start to feel the flow and everything. So I don't use this to overthink. I use my heart to lead everything, and it does the thinking for you, which is kind of difficult to explain, which is kind of called intuition or third eye. So if you if the blessing of being overthinking is that if you could do the opposite, your life, you would transform. Because it, right, you have to figure out overthinking and not thinking. You have to find out how far that scale is, and then find the center so that you can use an analytical mind and letting go of the mind. And the person that decides, your heart, the Christ consciousness, the spirit, the Buddha nature. And to maintain that centeredness, it's discipline all the time. And the more disciplined you can be, the deeper the awareness. I tell jokes, but even joking too much can disconnect you from it. That's why you see me centering all the time. Because if you disconnect for too long, the energy leaks. And when the energy leaks, it attracts a lot of, right? It means you're not disciplined with your energy, it leaks, and then you attract the wrong energy, noisy energy. So when it gets noisy, you see right away. Because we're not playing that game in here. And some people don't like that. I learn how to joke a lot, but I know how to also, but I use the joke to connect. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's my humanness, the joke, right? I grew up with lots of jokes and humor. But the jokes, but you can get lost in jokes if you don't back it up with even more wisdom. You could play beautiful music, but if you don't have the wisdom to back up the music, there's no community. So people just want you to shut up and play music, and they don't want to hear the wisdom. This is the difference between this community and many sound healing community, is that we practice a lot of wisdom and music too. Have you met others that really get it? My master? It's really rare. I mean, it honestly, in the beginning, it's very lonely. I wouldn't say there's nothing to get, but just because you understand there's nothing to get, do you learn how to practice that? You can understand the philosophy, but exercising that there's nothing to get and being effective using the emptiness that there's nothing to use and being effective with that, that's the next part. I always keep I always pay attention to people who are effective because that's called light worker. They're effective with their work. They're actually working it out, not just figuring it out. That's why I'm honored to even get this far and have a teacher who pushed me so hard, enough for me to leave the temple as a volunteer to full time be here as a leader. The real leader is the Buddha nature, the Christ consciousness, God. I'm just some dude. We always have to say that. You have to stay humble. If you're not always saying that, if you're not constantly checking your ego, I am a healer. No, I'm not the healer. It, and the thing is, it's not wrong to say that, but you have to just keep your ego in check, or else it will get out of line for sure. For sure. So that's why it's an honor for you to be here, because you resonate with what we're doing here as a community. And many people do get it, but they don't exercise with excellence. They're not effective. They just get the philosophy, but they don't learn to put it into practice. That's what I look for. Are you effective at helping people? Or is it just good marketing? for your community? Are people's life actually transforming? Or do you just like your bullet points of philosophy, but their life's still the same? That's hard to hear. And so that's why I naturally just piss some people off from time to time, because that truth hurts. That some people just love to follow you, but their life's still the same. And they take your money. Some places, for you to talk to them, you have to pay to access the teacher. Luckily, I haven't been taught that way. I've been taught help people. The end. Plant the mango and you'll get mango. dare durizo ah, dare durizo ah. Dare durizo ah, dare dare durizo ah, 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 dare durizo ah. Yada begante ma begante raja zamugade zoa. Yada begante ma begante wa. Yada begante. Mani bame, 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 mani bame. Mani bame. Umani bemme, umani bemme, umani bemme, umani bemme, Check 1 2. Actually, Sister Giant, Medium Jenny Leah, and Giant of the Frost asked to interview me on Twitch on Thursday night. Thursday. And because I've been knowing them for so long, I want to honor it. Try to honor the home, which I think may be an hour. Because you have to remember your humble beginning. Because I didn't come from nothing. On Twitch, the spiritual community is small. Tarot. Most of it is either channeling or tarot. That's on Twitch. That's where I come from. In a digital space is where my beginnings were. You have to remember where you come from.
Does your dad's people come and fix up?
Yeah.
Just leave it?
Yeah. My dad texts me that somebody
It's an old couple.
maybe offer them some hot water or tea or something if they need. That's fine, I'll do it. I'm about to be done.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, because it's more about, to me, I love the humble people. That's it. Whether you're channeling, tarot, whatever you do when you're humble, I'm trying to collaborate with humble people because the world needs more respectful, humble people. The one that only chase money, hell no. Right, but when I remember Sister Medium Jenny Leah and her husband, Giant of the Frost, they always had good energy and very respectful, very welcoming. And to me, that's my people. Humble, loving people who are, they're still streaming and doing their thing. I love that because that's the real one. And there's many others. Granny Savage, a whose daughter owns a metaphysical shop, but she's a real one. Like, grateful because I eventually like moved my focus. Okay, welcome you. Granny Savage. She's a, like she does card readings and she's honest with her readings, and that's humble people. And many others, of course. But some people, they sell out on the way. You can tell right away when they sell out because they start having glassy eyelids. Because we worry too much of what everyone else thinks. But when you stay true, you can hear it in their tone. You can feel it from their aura, how they operate. But when they sell out, you already know. It's like a doll. Love and light. Hell no. Not with me. Which is a difficult thing to say if you ain't about that life. Is it possible to do this on guitar? What do you mean do this? that's there's a lot there's a lot of this, you know what I mean? You mean like something like that. We got everything, okay? You want to be on it? Here, I give you mine. I hot key. I don't know if you're ready. Anyways, I gotta get off soon. Music, spiritual music making. I think in about a year or two, I'll be more refined in this art form. I just kind of left it for a while because I wouldn't do that at night at all. Maybe it depends on the day. So, I, so thank you for relaxing with me and understanding the art form. It's a beautiful art form. Sound healing. It's beautiful. What you can do with vibrational music is restore a lot of faith. It is genuine, not just repetitive church songs. Except some church songs are dope for sure. But sometimes after a while, like it's the same damn song every time. Come on, man. Make up some new music. Give me something fresh. Even Andre 3000 playing the flute because he's trying to be fresh. It's not so fresh and so clean clean. It's oh, we have to keep evolving. You know? If you're not evolving, then you may be dissolving. But before you dissolve, inspire some people, uplift some people. Evolve or dissolve. I don't even know where all this come from. That was random as hell. But that's how it works. I just sassy. Sassy. Just freestyle. Dharma. So I have somebody here, so I have to end the stream. Fixing a pipe. Well, thank you so much, Grace. Thank you for all the blessings. Grateful for you being here. Grateful for the authentic vibes. Because we're planting a seed called authentic community, and there's music around it. Because a lot of people have good teaching, but there's no like performance behind it. Because people more want than just a podcast. Even Joe Rogan does stand-up comedy, but he doesn't do it live on air. But imagine after the podcast, Joe Rogan goes into a full meditation. Welcome to the Mystic Village, man. We need a lineup for that. Here we go. 3 ohms. Gimar, Melly, Oli. Thank you, everybody.